Hey, it's Rich, the Louisiana hobby guy. And today I'm going to be doing a project a really simple project that I did about 3.5 years ago when I first started the channel. Anybody can do this. You can do this on clear acrylic, regardless of what laser you've got. It makes no difference what laser you're using. It's a quick, simple project that is just going to blow you away when you see how easy it is to do. And I went looking for that video and I couldn't find it because back then I had first started the channel. I didn't know about keywords and things like that. So I have over 300 videos on the channel now, and it's just impossible for me to find that one. I was going to do a remake of it, but I'm going to do the remake anyway, except this time uh, I'm going to put keywords in so anybody can search it. I haven't seen this done anywhere else on YouTube. We're going to take a piece of clear acrylic and we're going to laser it, and then we're going to colorize it, and you're not going to believe the results that you get. Now, I've done this many times over the years. I just have never done a second video on it. So today's video is going to be all about that. But before we get started, I just want to take a moment and say to everybody, thank you so much for the warm responses, all of the great wishes that I got to my last video when I had just gotten out of the hospital 2 weeks ago. And it just warmed my heart. I laid in bed with my tablet and sat in my easy chair with my cell phone, answering over 500 good wishes comments on that video, and it just took me by surprise. And I can't tell you the amount of appreciation that I have for y'all. So thank you so much for that. And I'm not going to stretch this out. Let's jump right over into Lightburn and let me show you what I'm going to do today. So I have got a piece of clear acrylic on the laser, as you can see here. Today I'm going to be using the J750 by RM Laser, and I've got my acrylic laid out, and I've got my origin set in this top left corner. I'm going to be using current position, so we'll work out and down from that corner. And one thing you don't want to have to do this particular job are these little bubbles here. And this is from the humidity here in the shop. And, I'll show you, I'll show you what I deal with every day. So there you can see I'm at 86% humidity, and it's just terrible in here. And there's nothing that I can do to fix it. This is Louisiana. It's part of living here. I have a dehumidifier over there. The air conditioner is on. I'm in the low 70s. Nothing I can do about it, but I still get these ripples in the paper. Now, to do this job today, we cannot have those ripples. So I'm going to leave it confined to this top left corner where there are no ripples. And I will show you in a second what I'm about to do. So I took this Harley Davidson logo offline, and I'm just going to cut the paper on this. So let's do that real quick. Let's jump over to the cuts and layers, and you'll see my black layer here is set to fill. That's no good. So I do have in my library down here, I've got acrylic, engrave, and right here is cut paper. So I've been doing a lot of tests on this RM750 to complete my library. And I'm just going to select this, make sure that my layer is selected, and click Assign. And there you see that it's gone to 250 millimeters per second and 20% power in line mode. And that's just going to cut all of these out. And then, of course, I'm going to come back and do my line on this. So let's see, I've got to go to 3 millimeter, cut clear, select that layer, and click Assign. And there we go. I'm all set. So this job is now ready to run. And all we're doing here is cutting those lines. And you're going to see why in a minute. We're going to colorize this, and we're going to wind up with an awesome final product. So let's get this job started. Let me take the camera out here so you can see this a little better. And I guess the first thing, I should just frame it just to make sure, although I know this is right, but I'm going to hit frame. And that looks perfect. I've already got it focused. So that looks good right there. So the only thing I need to do now, I know a lot of you like to send these jobs to the controller. I don't like to clog up the memory on the controller. So I'm just going to hit start, and we'll get this running. I do have to go turn on my new air extractor. So Pat Technologies has sent me this Compact X, which is a fantastic air extractor. One of the things that I do like most on this RM750, let me show you, is that big 8-inch pass-through. So I don't even have to ever open that door. It's magnetically closed, and when I get done with the engraving, I just pull the door down and take my workpiece out. But let me go turn on that air extractor. And I'm not too sure if I'll be able to edit out all of the background noise here or not, but I'll give it a try. So all I'm going to do now is just hit this start button in Lightburn, and we'll get this job started. And I'm not going to speed this video up because this should be a quick and easy job. It shouldn't take more than about a minute or so. But I am really I'm going to do a separate video on that Compact X fume extractor, because even cutting out acrylic, whereas my old fume extractor, I used to get some smell, which I hate when I get smell. With this one, I get absolutely zero smell until I open the door. So I try and leave the door closed until the air is completely extracted. But this is almost finished now. It's got most of it done. It's just got to come back and cut it out. And I didn't want to speed this up because I wanted you to get an idea of how long this would take. You can do this on any CO2 at this speed, and of course maybe a different power for your particular machine. So here comes the cut, and we're just about finished here. And I'm going to show you the real magic in just a minute. So there we go, job finished. So I'm going to switch cameras now, and I'll show you what comes next. Okay, so I made a big mistake, went ahead and did all this, and I forgot to mirror the image. So the image was like this before. Oh, there we go. That's the image that I used, and I should have selected it all and clicked up here on mirror image. So I did not do that. Let me go ahead and get rid of the registered trademark, because I didn't do that either. So we'll get rid of that. That's not really going to come out so great in this process. So now basically all I'm going to do is select all of this and come up to mirror image, and I've wasted a piece of acrylic. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out one more time. Okay, I've got my acrylic now. I goofed up the first one. This is the second one. I've got my paints, even though this is not a Harley Davidson color. It's orange, you get the idea. I use flaming orange. I've got my black, and I've also got my white over here. I use flaming orange paints, spray paints. They're graffiti paints, and they're sold by Bombing Science online, and they're awesome paints. and they cost a fraction of what the paints cost in the big box store if you spend like $75 or more. So now I've also got my awesome weeding tool here that one of my my best supporters, Bill over in Florida, has sent me because he didn't like me using my fingernails. This is so much easier. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to look at the photograph, and I'm going to start with the white, I think, and then I'm going to do the orange, and then I'm going to do the black last. And I think that should work out okay. Let's see. Yeah, pretty sure that'll work out okay. So we'll start with the white, which is the word Harley Davidson. And I don't know if my big hands will get in this picture or not, but we're going to start over here on the H. And I'm just going to weed all of this out, pull this all out. Sometimes you'll get some that'll stick like here in the corner. Just get that up, and we'll give this a pull. And you know, on these letters, they can sometimes be a pain in the butt when you've got to go across to the other side, but they do all weed pretty easily and very sharply. So that's what we're looking for right there, is just that sharpness of the letter. And we definitely don't want to get that little piece in the middle of the A there. And I always have a horrible time weeding acrylic. I do a lot of these acrylic plaques. I've done a bunch of acrylic signs for the hospital, and sometimes they peel perfectly like that, and other times they don't. Well, I'm not going to bore you with this. I'm not going to take up all of your time. So what I'll do is I'll speed this part up and let you see what happens when I'm finished.
Hey there, folks, step right up, come see the show. It's the Louisiana hobby guy ready to go. Fast forward, ain't no delay. From the heart of the bayou straight to your place. In the shop with the laser on high, you can see the sparkle in his eye. Cutting wood so fast, it's almost a blur. Whirling projects with a lively stir.
Okay, there we go. So we've got that that first, the two words done. And what I'm going to do now is just very lightly, I'm just going to very lightly spray paint these. So let me move this stuff out of the way. I'm going to get my white spray paint, which I have very little of left. So I'm hoping that this is going to work out okay. And I'm just going to do a quick cover of this. This white is not so great. Down to the end of it. And that's it. Just a quick cover. And I'm going to let that dry now. And maybe I missed could have got a spot better over there. So that's it for the white. I'm going to cut this now, let this dry, and then we're going to come back and do the next color. Okay, so the beauty of using these Bombing Science paints, Flame Orange is one of my favorite, Dang is my other favorite, these graffiti paints, is that they dry very, very quickly. This is maybe, I guess, 5 minutes later, and I'm ready to go for the next one. So the next one now, hopefully I've got this in screen now where you can see it. Sorry about that last one. I hope this one's going to work out better. The next one I'm going to do now is the orange layer. So I have to be careful about this because, you know, I always mess these things up. So that's going to be the letters and these borders right here. So now I'm just going to do the same exact thing that I did the last time. I'm just going to weed the same exact way. I'm going to get all of the letters and all of the borders, which is only these two borders right here. And I'll go ahead and put on the next layer of paint, and we'll keep going. And you're going to really be surprised when you see the results of this. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this up while I do this.
Clapping our hands, tapping our feet, from gumbo pots to jambalaya, it's a feast. Louisiana hobby guy from west to east. Onions growing faster than a coffee stoops. Tomatoes ripening the herb shoot roots. Laser projects faster than a gator snap. One blink and you might just miss the gap. Let's sail it won't go, let the good times roll. Each stitch and brush stroke.
And there we go. I didn't mess up, and I scratched this N over here thinking that I needed to do that. So that's going to be a little defect in the final project there, but that's okay. I will probably wind up getting a little bit of this orange on there. But anyway, it is what it is. So I'm going to use my orange now this time. And here we go. Just quick, light coats. I have to go a little bit darker, it looks like. And I think that's pretty good right there. All right, so another 5 minutes or so has passed, and I've moved this around. The edge is still a little bit sticky, but it looks like so the paint looks pretty dry. I think it's dry enough to weed. For this demonstration, it doesn't really matter if everything comes out perfect. I just want to make sure that you get an idea of what I'm doing. So now I have to weed the rest of the black. Yeah, I do need to keep this in here so I know where it is. Okay, so there's the black all the way around the outside. I'll go ahead. And I'm sorry that I keep getting my big hand in the picture here. But I can't see what I'm recording, so it makes things really hard. So let's go ahead and pull up on this. And I did not want that to come up. That came up. So you do have to be careful here. Let me see. Maybe that was supposed to come up. Okay. I think it was. Yeah, these are all attached. So let's go ahead and, yeah, all of that is black. So all of this does need to come up. Okay. So we'll just keep on pulling. The weeding knows what to do. It knows what should come up and what shouldn't. So we just got to trust that. And it gets me a little nervous doing these things, especially when it's like a paid job, because I really don't like to waste acrylic. But I will keep on peeling this as we go here. And I don't know if I should speed this one up or not, but yeah, I'll speed up the rest of it because there are little pieces I've got to get and so forth. So I'll just go ahead and speed it up. Okay, so it does look like I may have screwed up a couple of little spots on here. I'm not going to worry about it at this point because we're already halfway there, and it should be just the back that I've screwed up here. So now the next one is going to be the black. So let me get that done. All right, here we go with the black, and this is the last one. And I think that looks good. Okay, we're getting down to the wire. I let this one dry a little more just because I put it on heavier. So now I'm going to weed off everything that's left. And that's going to be... I need to figure out what is paint and what is weed. So I know that this one is weed because that's the outer part, right? So I'll go ahead and peel this one off. And then that's black. Is that all I needed to weed off? I think that is. That might be everything right there. So let's see. Let's weed the other side and see what we get. Oh, the big reveal. Here we go. Let's get this off. See how much I messed up on this. And I did mess up the D and the A. But there we go. What do you think about that? So that D and the A I scratched by mistake. But all in all, you know, hey, that turned out great. At least I think it turned out great. What do you guys think? This can be done on any laser, diode, CO2, fiber, anything. All you're cutting is the paper right here. Now, of course, if you're on a diode, you're not going to be able to cut the clear acrylic, but you can get acrylic that's already cut. I think so. This is the process, and even though I screwed up those two spots right there, I think it came out absolutely fantastic. What do you guys think? Okay, guys, I'm back in the studio, and I've got my final project here, and I just wanted to show it to you once again in case it didn't come out on that last one. There is the final product. And yeah, you know, I screwed up the D and the A with my with my cleaning pick there. But other than that, I mean, this is something that you'd expect to buy in a store, and anybody can do this on any laser. So don't be afraid to do this on a diode. Get some pre-cut. You know, you can get pre-cut circles, you can get pre-cut hearts, you can get all types of pre-cut acrylic for a diode laser, and then all you have to do is do the outline on the paper, and then you can start weeding and start painting. And I think this is going to be great projects. I've done a bunch of signs over the years, over the last couple of years, that for businesses, and you can put something on the back. The back never comes out great. Okay, so you can put something on the back. You can cut out maybe a piece of cardstock or something like that, and in the same design, the same cut, the outer cut, and just glue it onto the back. I usually use felt, so I just cut out the design in felt, and then I glue it onto the back of the sign. And sometimes, depending on the signs that I'm making, the larger ones that go on the wall, I'm going to put the aluminum standoffs on there, or the gold colored standoffs to raise it out from the wall. You can light it, from behind. There's just so much that you can do when making signs and things. And this doesn't just apply to acrylic. So you can do this with anything. You can paint, fill any project, doesn't matter what it is, as long as you weed out and paint the different colors. So you could do a tumbler, you can do wood, you can do acrylic, you can do just about anything that you want to do with this, with the laser transfer tape. So if you were doing wood, for instance, you would just take the big 12-inch roll of transfer tape, spread it out, make sure you get all of the air bubbles out, cut it to size, and then cut out your graphic and do your paint fill that way. So I'm hoping that I didn't get any paint on this beautiful new shirt that my son made me. My son is in the t-shirt business now and makes t-shirts and hats. He did this hat for me as well. If you want to get a hat, you can go over to laser engraved hats.com and you can take a look there. You can upload your own logo and get your own custom hat over there. But anyway, enough of the commercial. So that's it. That's it, folks. If you want to make something like this, it's quick, it's easy. Trust me, if I can do this, anybody can do this, because I always fumble and bumble around 10, 12 times. This was the first, well, wasn't the first one. I forgot to mirror it. So it's the second one that I did. This one I did backwards. That's my own fault. But I really think that, this is a professional sign that you could hang on a wall and nobody would know that it was not store-bought. So quick, easy project today. I know the video went a little bit long, but go ahead and try it for yourself, especially if you have some acrylic laying around. If you don't order a couple samples, do so. You'll be amazed at the way this comes out. Now, here's a quick tip. If you really want those colors to pop and shine, so there's an additional step that you can do. I didn't want to do it in this video. You could take some clear lacquer, and once you've weeded, like the words, for instance, spray it with the clear lacquer, let that dry, and then spray the paint over the lacquer. So 2 steps to each weeding, and that will give it an amazing shine, amazing gloss shine on the acrylic. But I think this is what people expect. I think it came out beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this video today as much as I enjoyed making it for you. And as always, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.